Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So, first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Black Feather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately. 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast.
Hello, and thanks for that introduction, past Raven. You're looking lovely as always. Before we get into the game, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Grinding Coffee Company and Fundamental RPG. Be sure to check out grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, that's RAVVYN, for 13% off your order. Next, I'd like to introduce our cast. Starting from the top left, Eka Norlax, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and just introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm McNorlax. You could usually find me on Twitch playing TTRPGs with various people on their channels, or on Twitter reading about those, or fighting minor demons, both on Twitter and Twitch. And I'm playing today Mips, a friendly alien, professional medic, and amateur xenoanthropologist. Last they were seen, they were fighting automated doors on a creepy derelict space station. Doors tried to cut off their hand, and so far it's a draw. Neither Mips nor the doors managed to achieve their goals.
The battle of the century, surely. Polished.
Hi, I'm Polished. You can find me either here 2 days a week normally or on my own channel where I also do a lot of role playing stuff. And today I'm playing Autumn, currently a sentient birch tree with a bit of an identity crisis.
Slowly evolving, that title.
Yeah.
Darkora.
Hi, I'm Darkora. You don't really find me a lot on Twitch, but I'm around, or on Twitter with Darkora with an underscore. I'll be playing Eva Maddock, our token human engineer, because someone's got to be a human.
Someone. I mean, it's probably in the rules
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I think so. Jim. Hey, are you there, Jim?
Yeah.
It's
I
me,
just
God.
realized my mic. I just
Oh,
realized my
nice.
mic was muted.
Okay.
So my name's Jem. You can find me on YouTube on my YouTube channel, The Alien Gem, and I'll be playing as Luna, and from B who's ready to shoot someone that's trying to tag her team.
So you're going to shoot them first and then ask them about jazz later?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's usually how that
Okay,
works.
cool.
Dead bodies like jazz.
Yes.
Chubby.
All dead bodies like jazz. I am Chavi, also known as Hallway Secrets here on Twitch, Hallway 7 Secrets over on Twitter. I will be playing Will Sizer, the mildly angsty but mostly teen pilot AI who is very, very thankful that Meeps pulled him out from getting squished by the door.
It's okay. It can only go up from here.
Yep.
And I am Jay. I am your GM, and I will give you a recap on what happened last time. The party had found someone that was willing to give them codes to access Umbral Hab, which, as far as they had heard, was one of the only places in this side of the range that had been studying radiation from the fault, as well as some other less studied factors. They got access codes in return for looking for and returning a prototype generator that had been left there after the hab was basically abandoned. After studying the hab from a distance and making sure that there was no extra radiation or other significant issues, they landed their shuttle on the landing pad. I'm going to switch us over to that view right now. And made their way inside. None of the hab was actually powered, so they did have to hack through a few doors and cycle the airlock to get inside. But now that they're inside, everything is eerily clean, to the point that it looks as though it was brand new, like it just rolled off the presses. And there are no signs of any inhabitants, and there's no sound of any inhabitants. It's eerily empty for a hab that's still relatively intact. There's no pressure drops or losses of atmosphere. The air, as far as they can tell, is rather stale, but should be breathable, and there is enough pressure that you won't die if your suit does rupture. But they found themselves in a large hab, which is Hab B, or Hab A here, sorry. And
I mean, since Luna's in it, it is Hab B.
it is
either
Hab
way.
B. Every hab is a B hab.
Yeah.
The hab itself, and you can ruler out as well. I've done the measurements on this on the hexes. It's about 100 meters in diameter, this specific dome, and it's got a bunch of kind of lab rooms around the perimeter of the room, as well as some on the higher tiers. It's about 3 levels per hab, it looks like from the exterior. And when you went to go and inspect a half-open door, Will had tried to squeeze into it, and before the door closed on him, Meeps jumped into action and got squished like a marshmallow. Got their arm stuck in it. So that is where we find our crew. You're all standing around Meeps, whose arm is squished into one of the doors. What would you like to do?
Panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. Meep says, "Don't panic. This is not a problem. Not yet.
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm just stuck."
Well, that's a problem.
Let's see if we can get that open then, I guess.
Well, I need that part. That's on the other
Okay.
side.
Yeah, that's normally
Most
how
people
body
do.
parts work.
Yeah.
Most creatures.
I guess I'm going to try and do like a mechanical override and get the door. Try and try and get the door open.
Okay. Throw me I would say a fix on that. Yeah.
Okay.
A 9. Okay. I'm gonna say you don't get it fully open, but you do crack it open about an inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
Should be. Yeah.
And Meeps
Uh,
Meeps. Well, the part that got separated probably just moves on its own now, but since its first and only need would be reconnect, then probably it squeezes through
Okay.
back to Meeps.
Yep. Squeezes back through. Your suit, however, is torn. It's very much like it's kind of like if you get it caught underneath like in between a door. It has those little tears just along the edges of where it was stuck in the door. So it's not torn all the way open, but it would need a patch at the very least.
Okay, I've probably got mechanical tape in my electrical tape in my
Hox
kit. I can
tape
probably
for
get some
the
out.
win.
Yeah.
Yep, Hox tape. Yep, let's do that. Oh, kind of Hox tape.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was
Meeps,
really loud.
Meeps pumps the hand so it's nice and round and easy to tap around. Tape
Okay.
around.
So you do a quick repair patch on the suit, and it seems like it's holding. There's no pressure leaks as far as the suit can tell. So you avoid any issues in that regard. The door itself is open, I would say about maybe half a foot, 3/4 of a foot. So you can kind of see in, but you would have a hard time squeezing in. Even Meeps would have a bit of a time.
I'm certainly not about to try again.
Did any of the access codes that I got make a difference?
If like the terminals were powered, it might. As it stands, you did get access in. I'm trying to remember. I think you did get access with the access codes from the external airlock. Yeah, that sounds right. And then
we had to power the keypad. But yeah, the access codes got us inside.
Yeah. So if you power the terminal, you could give it a shot. You're not sure whether the access codes are just for entry or whether they're for the whole habitat.
Guess we'll keep trying until they don't work.
This door, did it seem deliberate when it closed?
Very.
It seemed, as much as a door can seem like it was waiting, it didn't move until Will was halfway through.
Yeah. Okay.
So whatever controls those doors has to have some motion sensors, I guess.
Or it can see.
Camera's motion sensors, well, something to confirm the presence of the hostile object in the door frame.
As soon
Like,
as,
we
as, soon
weren't
as Autumn
hostile.
finishes her statement, Will's just like looking around, trying to spot cameras.
Okay, roll me a notice. And anyone else that wants to look around can also roll a notice. That'd be plus int.
Meeps just assumes we are seen. Hey, we are friends.
All right. Well, I got a 9.
Okay. Meeps, you're just waving around.
It's the second time on a notice roll that I've gotten a 3.
Yeah. I don't think Roll20 is too keen on notice rolls.
Wow.
Yeah. So with a 9,
I would like to notice something. Roll20. I can't let you do that.
Yeah. Roll20. No. There's
I'm
nothing
sorry,
here.
Dave.
It's fine. So with a 9, I'd say you don't see any cameras, but you do notice in the door itself, you don't actually notice this in the hab, but when you turn back around, something catches your eye on the inside of the door, like where the two halves meet. And it looks like it's kind of blinking, like just a little, not LED, but almost like there's an inset strip that's got like a little blinking diode somewhere in it. And that strikes you as odd for being on the inside of a door plate.
Well, I think Meeps might be right about the sensors.
Hmm. Let's try and get this door all the way open, I guess. Try and like wedge it open.
What would you like to use to wedge it?
Do we have to go through doors though?
You know that this is one of 5 domes, so you don't necessarily have to go through this door itself. That you can see there's
No, but I
numbers on the
mean,
perimeters.
surely there's some sort of maintenance tunnel for repairs that doesn't have doors normally.
Trying to think here.
Yeah, like manual hatches and
Just
sort
like
of.
Jeffrey's tube, if this had been Star Trek.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what I want you to roll if you're looking for. Are you looking for that? I guess I should ask.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I
Then
want to see if that is a different type of door.
I would say roll me another notice. Give me a +1.
Okay,
See
that
if,
is the.
You've already
the
looked
search.
around.
Meeps will want to.
Let's see if we can get this to a
anyone
4.
else? Look.
It's a 7. It's better.
7's not bad.
Sadly.
With a 7, I will say that you notice
Sorry,
something.
that was not meant to be in.
Oh, it's all good.
I did a no instead of a notice. Sorry.
Oh well. You know that there should theoretically be maintenance hatches, and Autumn, you find something that looks like a maintenance hatch, but
isn't.
But it doesn't look like you could fit in there. It's only about it's round for starters. It's not like a square entry tube or anything, but it's a round little vent almost, and it's only about maybe 1.5 feet wide.
1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
she could probably get through.
It might be a very tight squeeze, is all.
Meeps would certainly be able to, but what's the point if we can't move entire crew through it?
Yeah. That's strange. Why would they have something that small? Have the species we've encountered on the other hubs been smaller than average?
Nope. The smallest that you've seen would probably be the Arcadians, and even they're probably the size of like a standard dwarf almost. Like they're shorter and stockier, but they're not small by any means.
This
you can't see
an AI lab.
Oh. And I've heard some movement there, and it's too clean. There might be some maintenance drones sized for those tunnels.
Yeah. It might well be
Still,
unmanned.
It's very rare that there's no way if everything fails. The equivalent of an emergency exit, but maintenance. This is strange. I'm wondering if this thing has started to redesign itself.
Ooh.
If it's in control of everything, how long was it? Well, anyhow, we have a door to wedge. Gonna start looking for things that might be helpful.
Okay.
I doubt it would rebuild entire tunnel system, because what would be the need for that?
Literally preventing people from getting where it doesn't want them to go.
But if it's had this long alone, then it's probably not going to care.
Oh, I meant before they noticed it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'm overthinking things.
But let's take a closer look at this hatch.
Okay.
Can we open it?
You can. Autumn, if you're looking for something to wedge it open, I will say that there are railings above you, like on the second level walkway. Those are kind of the only thing that are around. There's no like standing pipes or anything that looks like it's loose or could break off on this level. You notice that. Yeah, go ahead.
Have we seen any manual doors?
Nothing on this in this specific dome. No, you haven't seen any manual doors. Everything in here has been like terminal locked. Everything has like its own terminal to the side of it, and all of them are unpowered. Meeps, when you're investigating the little vent, it looks kind of like your standard, almost like ventilation vent, just a little grate slats through it. And it easily pops open. When you look inside, it's, again, eerily clean, like it's just been installed. And it goes down into the darkness, goes straight down. You can see a little branching path that looks like it might go to the room to the right. And then further down, you presume it should go to the room that you were trying to open.
And the diameter of the tunnel itself
stays the same. So it's about a foot and a half.
Matches the hatch.
Yeah.
Okay. So that theory is also shut.
Well, if we could power the outside door, maybe we can just do the
Do
same.
we want to get power though? If it's an AI, surely power would make it more powerful.
Well,
if
it is powered if it moved.
What is it with? Oh, I'm no AI expert, but surely there must be a power supply for it to exist normally.
I think so.
Right?
Roll me a no, Autumn.
All right, roll 20. We can do this. Intelligence or wisdom?
I would say either or on this one.
10?
On a 10, nice. I'm gonna say something in the back of your head goes, but what if it's not needing power to close the doors? Some little part of your brain like gives you the like the devil's advocate kind of argument, like, but what if it doesn't need power to close the doors?
I mean, Autumn would have thought that anyhow. She's thinking everything. She's just not believing a whole lot.
For sure. But yeah, that sticks out, I would say, as you talk about it.
I'm going to try to figure out how... Autumn is obsessively focused on this door right now. And she's trying to figure out how it works. Because it's not manual and it's not based on power.
Mm-hmm.
How is it moving?
Okay. I want you to roll me either you can roll me a notice check, or you can spend a bit of time with it. So if you want to spend time with it,
how long will the group let me do this?
That's kind of the thing. I'll say it'll take you about like 5 minutes of thorough inspection, or you can take a quick just look over and see if
I'm happy to spend 5 minutes because there's going to be more doors around.
Yeah, 5 minutes seems fine.
Okay.
And Meeps
we're not going anywhere otherwise.
Has another idea.
What's up, Meeps?
Meeps knocking at the wall near the door. Is it metal or some sort of?
It's a metal infused like fungi, so it's kind of a combination of the two.
Okay, so Meeps tries. Well, if the try is not a good idea, if it's not a good idea, just tell us.
It will do.
So, X-ray the wall using what's the name? Bioscanner.
Okay.
If it's fungus.
well, it's not so much that it's living fungus, but it's the dead fungal tissue.
If it's fungal tissue, then it may be susceptible to X-raying, like just not going black.
Right. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
What fungus?
The all the habs are designed out of a fungal mold, and then when the fungus dies, then the leftover shell of it is what forms the actual hab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like wooden walls, just not from trees.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a different use of substrate.
Right. Yeah. No, I thought we were talking pure metal.
It's the future.
So, what about this X-ray?
Okay, so you want to X-ray the wall. Are you X-raying the wall through to the room you're looking at, or
Searching for the door answer to how the door operates.
okay, see if there's any mechanisms hidden. Okay. Roll me a notice, because it's fuzzy. Going through the substrate and kind of the mycelium is there's a lot going on in it, and some of it
7.
does show up. With a 7, you do see some mechanisms. You're not quite sure what they do, but you see a couple little pockets of mechanisms on either side of the door.
Meeps tells Eva.
I maybe have a look. I was going to say, could I have a look at that with my mechanical knowledge?
Yeah. Roll me a notice plus whatever your fixed skill is, I'd say.
Did
So
you
my
want to
fix
roll
is
for me if I'm taking
+2.
time?
No, if you're taking time, there's
Okay.
no roll. Basically, it's just you're spending
So-
time instead of rolling.
So notice +2.
Okay.
With what stat do you want to use? Intelligence?
Yeah, int.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of int rolls today, I suspect.
10.
10. Okay. On a 10, you figure that the way these mechanisms are set up is that they are usually powered, but they also seem to have magnets built into the door and into the mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
And it's designed so that if everything goes according to plan, then the doors will work via power. But you suspect if they aren't powered, they can still be activated by a magnetic force. So whether to shut the door by repelling the door
Okay.
or attracting it.
Okay.
It's kind of like a emergency shunt almost.
Okay. Okay. So they're essentially they are on their emergency operating mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like
Okay.
a car in neutral.
Okay. So would it be possible then for me with my mechanical skill to basically just switch this one over to open, to just turn the...
Are you asking me if you can invert the polarities?
Yes, I would like to invert the polarity.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a fix. Because we would basically have to bypass the wall and then try to get in. But with a 13, yeah. Just blowing it out of the water.
And we won
Heyo.
the game by inverting the polarity.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
while you're doing that, it does take you some time. So Autumn, by the time that Ava's got the door sorted out and actually getting it open, you notice that there's some kind of biometric sensor on the inside of the door. And it looks like it detects not only heat, but some other kind of almost like radiation from people. Just it detects different things from living creatures, is what it looks like it's doing.
Meeps, do
Would
you
it
know
work? Would
what
it work
kind
something?
of thing it's scanning for? Is it similar to your stuff, or is it?
Meeps takes a look.
Roll me
Notice?
a no.
No. Okay.
Yeah, because now that you know it's a biosensor, you can see if it's
12.
close. It's very basic. It's not actually scanning, it's not recording or anything like that. It's literally just going, is there something in the area that looks like it's biological? Yes or no. So it's just detecting.
What would work better for blocking them? Trying to confuse them, or just straight destroy them?
Destroying them would probably be easier, at least in terms of time. But
Will
confusing them
notice.
shouldn't be too difficult. Since
Out
it's a
of-
basic sensor, you can just kind of make either a sheet of metal or something like that to block it.
Out of curiosity, after I've
Yeah.
now got this polarity open,
Yeah.
is there anything in the doorway, remains of something or blood or...
Not in
Anything
this
like that? Because
one.
I'm getting okay.
Nothing you can see in this doorway. Like you can see little
Okay.
bits of the of Meeps's uniform, but other than
Yeah.
that, no.
Because I'm wondering if this is basically the almost sentient version of a Venus flytrap.
It's if like the door were sentient or something else were sentient, you think that could be what it is. Like it's not so much to say that it is, but it does tick a lot of the same boxes.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost as if like the safety sensor is rigged to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Right,
You know,
like on a
usually
bandsaw.
usually when this door tries to close on somebody, right,
go,
the sensor
"Oh,
I should
says,
stop there."
don't
Yeah.
do that. There's something there. But it's just tripping the other way.
So
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Mips will try to work out the way to block them.
Okay.
Hawk's tape.
Yeah, Hawk's tape, surprisingly, if you use a lot of it, it will.
Oh,
Just given the kind of the density and the way the Hawk's tapes works,
You'd
it's
have to stick your fingers in there, though.
that's kind of the issue. So I need you, if you're doing that, to roll me what is that, a physical save? Or is that a reflex? Is there a reflex? There is a reflex.
No,
There's an
I don't
evasion.
think so.
no.
Evasion, thank you.
There's a
Yeah.
physical and an evasion.
That's the one, yeah. Good. I can only...
No, so that's not a reliable solution.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, that is an evasion save, but otherwise, you think you'd probably need like a metal plate or something.
Could we maybe put like a metal plate on a stick or something, you know, and use that
Stick,
just cover
Hawk's
up the
tape,
sensor?
and metal plate.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a stop sign?
Yeah. High technological problems require high technological
They
solutions.
sure do.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about one of those things you use to get pizza into pizza ovens
Oh yeah, the
with
big
metal plating?
peel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so
Why not just use tape over it?
well, because you'd have to stick your fingers into it. That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
you'd have to put yourself in the way to do
Mm.
that.
So whoever
That's
wants
why I
to
learned
get a metal plate, can you roll me an exert? Because this is you physically trying to wrest panels off of the walls or the floors.
Like using
Exert is
welder
not something I
wouldn't
can
be
do on a
easier.
ship.
I'll try it.
Go ahead, Meeps.
Maybe cutting with welder wouldn't be easier.
You could cut with a welder, but that will
Yeah.
require, I would say that would require a fix as opposed to an exert.
Well, not me.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Oh,
say
hi.
we have
I didn't
two
realize you
people who
had
do
a
heaps of
welder,
mechanics,
yeah.
so
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
try
could,
to exert it so it
Okay.
depends from the wall.
Okay.
Do it up.
Just imagine like we start welding a thing off and she's just like
yeah.
and she's-
Got it.
Just
I
going
got it.
hard. Okay, you get a torso-sized plate. You kind of, as you're paring it off, you know when you're peeling a label off of something, and you go like a little too quick, and it just like half of it tears off. That's kind of
No, like you
Ah,
try to like you get it perfectly
the
off, and
worst.
then no,
Yeah.
stuff's stuck
yeah,
on
and
there.
it's like nope. Yeah, that's what happens. So you get about a chest-sized one.
How big is the
Will this
sensor?
be good?
Sensor it goes all the way from the floor to the ceiling of the door, and the door is about 7 feet high.
Ooh, so
Let's
maybe
see if we
break
can get one.
would be a better idea.
Let's get
So
some
yeah,
more.
just roll me some checks, and we'll see how long it takes.
9. Oh,
Bloody
Oh,
hell,
13.
Darkora. Yeah, with both Autumn and Ava's scores, I would say it takes you about 5 minutes, because the welder keeps getting like it doesn't cut through the mycelium in the same way, so you get these weird like kind of juddering cuts. But yeah, about 5 minutes later, you have enough that you should be able to rig up 2 little panels to block the door sensors. Yeah, and you can basically just like tape those into place. Yeah, the door is open. Inside, for those who weren't here last time, and just as a refresher, you see neatly ordered and organized lab equipment. In the center, there is another table, but it basically just looks like a lab environment. So just counter tables, flasks, Bunsen burner, some more fancy, like high-tech stuff. So there's what looks to be a personal data pad on on one of the counters, things like that.
We definitely want that.
Okay.
I want to read.
I'm heading straight for the data pad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The datapad looks like it's unpowered, like it's been like almost like a phone that was left on. So you would need to charge it to
Yeah.
get anything out of it.
We can, we can charge that while we're out of here and give that a look.
You could, you think, also charge it off of your little portable power bank. You would have to switch off of it if you wanted to do a door, though.
Is there a way
Mhm.
to extract data from something when it's turned off?
Yes, as long as you had an external reader. So it's kind of like if you took a SD card out of something, and as long as you had something that you could insert it into, then yes. Whether
So if I were to say, take that card out of this datapad and shove it into my datapad.
provided it's not encrypted, it should work.
That sounded wrong.
I
Well,
think we should.
If it's encrypted, I can take care of that too.
Yeah.
I would prefer that we check it for malicious
In theory.
software before we did anything like that.
Make sure it doesn't have a Trojan virus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing but
love
games
Goths.
on this thing, so
Very good. Nothing but games.
Yeah, let's see if we can play Fortnite on this.
Oh my god. Oh man, this the whole hab was just testing what you can run Doom on.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I bet it can run Doom.
Ah,
It's just one
that's
thing.
what happened. Everything that could run Doom went sentient.
Oh my god. Say sorry.
I'm wondering if they talk to it. And that's
Once
what
the
I'm
thing is,
hoping to find evidence of, if we can get access to old logs or something.
Yeah, logs would be handy.
When
once
you
it's shows
talk
up,
to
can I talk to it?
When you say talk to, do you mean like communicate via like link or anything like that, or what's your thinking?
Direct communication, especially of the psychic variety. I'm wondering if this is an AI that's been exposed to psionic influences.
You have an ability that allows you to detect that, right?
Kind of.
I think it's like you spend a minute and then you can tell whether something is psionic.
Like if I see someone using it, I just see it like straight
Right.
off the bat. I can tell if a person is psychic. I can pretty much synergize with it, but I don't want to do that until I know what the fuck we're dealing with.
Of course. Yeah, I'll say just noticing, like just looking the datapad over, you don't get any emanations from it. You don't sense any psionic or intelligence from it.
I can see if someone is being affected by telepathy.
Okay.
And tune into that.
And we'll keep these in mind.
Yeah. But nothing, I can't automatically see like psychic traces or anything like that.
Okay.
It has to be active.
Right. Yeah, even if it did, whether or not it does, it would have to be powered, you think, for it to actually do that. Who needs monsters? Just give them a weird data pad and run the whole session like that.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to do?
I say we charge it up while we keep exploring.
Okay.
Yeah, you can easily. It's like a universal charger. You just plug it in like a battery bank.
Just a USB-C.
Yeah.
Are there any other computers?
No terminals or computers you see in this room aside from the door terminal.
Any other things around that could be useful?
Roll me a notice.
Okay, so general looting roll.
What defines useful to you? Just so I'm not like giving you a full itinerary.
Like stuff that could give us more info about the place we are, like something that could protect us or something like that.
Okay.
Information about this place.
So that would be, I think, dexterity.
Notice would be int.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
With a 7 and a 5, you don't really see anything else that would be of use in here. It's mostly just scientific equipment.
Okay, so now to the subject of doors. Can we just take the panels we already rigged, or
Yeah.
should they be okay? So we
Yeah,
can
no, I'm
move.
not gonna make
Okay.
you fuss over like new pet. You're gonna end up stripping the whole hab if you want to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say eventually they might break down. So you could probably use them on another like 6 or 7 doors kind of thing before the tape starts like wearing off. But yeah,
Okay.
you should be fine.
So we are moving to the
Okay.
next doors.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to check every door in this hab? I guess is my next question. It's on this main floor, you can see about 6 or 7 doors that are all like in semi-open states, and then above on the second floor you can see a couple that are there. In total, like less than 20 probably.
Yeah, we need a direction. We need to know where we're going.
Yeah,
Well,
we
what
need
do
to get
we-
ourselves a directory at least, if we can.
I think we'll say like if you are going through the other doors, it is just standard lab equipment. There's no issues in terms of getting the doors open. The PDA has enough power to turn on after a few minutes. We'll say like again.
Yeah,
about
I
5
would
minutes.
probably turn it on as soon as
Okay.
able to.
So you turn it on and it boots up to, it's not a familiar looking screen. Most of your screens are kind of like standard or whatever you've changed them to. This one looks like it's proprietary. It almost looks like it's a work use PDA. So it's got the background of like the hab in space, and it's got a lock screen. So it's password protected. Would you like to hack it?
I'll
I
give it a
would
go
like to
if,
hack it.
if we
Okay.
need help.
Who would like to assist and who would like to roll?
I would
I
like
mean,
to
I'm
roll,
pretty decent at
'cause
programming.
I get more dice.
So same.
Fair.
I think we
All
both
right.
do.
You
So
could-
I.
Oh,
could
right,
rock,
you
paper,
also have
scissors
hacker?
for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll help you out in that case.
Okay, so Autumn, roll yours.
13.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's a +2.
Why don't we just take Autumn's roll?
Could do. You could take Autumn's.
The pressure's on now, Will.
I mean, I don't think I can do better. So
It's a
With a
plus.
+2.
It's a
You
+2 to
can.
your roll, plus whatever you normally have. Oh, roll 20s.
Roll 20?
Sluggish today.
I can't beat it.
15,
15.
see?
Yeah.
So
Same base roll.
same
Because
base.
we got
roll.
the same roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Teamwork.
Saving those d6s. So on a 15, you two almost like go through maybe like 10 different ideas for passwords, and then you both stumble on the same one, and you kind of, it's almost like muscle memory, like, oh, of course, when it's like this, it's probably da. And you start rattling off jargon for it.
I bet the password.
Swordfish, isn't it? See the password of swordfish.
The password is umbral hab, like, and then a string of numbers. It's just some weird like designation you saw when you were looking at the hab, and you're like, oh, I bet it's So it unlocks.
Password is I can't let you do that, Dave.
Yeah. Password is don't forget this password. I swear to God, it's just a full like paragraph. The last tech that had to use it. So you basically open it up, and it has a map. It's kind of like pre-installed with some things. So like a map of the hab. Here's where this, that, and the other thing are, kind of just a directory more than anything. A few folders that look to be password locked as well, and they do not respond to the same password. And you also see, I would say you see a video log. Yeah, it looks as though it's been saved to the desktop. It's got like a really standard name. There's no, it's like video underscore the date, the time.
Yep. Well, strap in. Boop. Press play.
Okay.
Movie time.
Movie time.
Yay!
Where's the popcorn?
It's back on the
Um,
ship.
So the PDA just opens up the video file, and it just shows the room. There's no one in it. There's no one moving in it. You can see that the movie is still playing. It's not buffering or anything.
Yep.
and you hear the sounds of almost like muffled footsteps through the door. The door is closed, so you hear muffled footsteps. Not so much screaming, but shouting. Kind of the sounds of when where there's a fire or there's a drill or something like that. It's a lot of confused, kind of like, where are we going? Oh, we gotta do this place.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like panic so much as just like, oh, right, we gotta go, and then and then it sounds fairly mundane. The video keeps going on, and eventually the shouting dies down, and then you start hearing kind of like skittering almost, like just ting, ting, ting,
Yep.
ting, 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 ting. Yeah, less spider and more just almost like someone has a bunch of knives, just like tink,
Like
tink, tink,
Oh,
crab.
good. That's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
That's more
Oh,
reassuring.
like metal
good.
on metal.
Knife spiders. Hooray.
Knife spiders, yeah.
Oh no!
Knife spider
If you think about that-
crabs. Um,
If you think about it, crabs are just water spiders.
See?
oh, God. So yeah, you see them. You see this little. It looks like a drone. It looks like a little like crab drone almost, crawling along the wall. 4 legs, not 8. And it's just crawling over the doorway. It stops midway, goes down, and it looks like it opens something up on the wall, like just a little panel. And you see a little spark, and then it closes the panel, and then it moves out of frame, and you hear what sounds like a vent opening and then shutting.
So it's traveling through the maintenance.
Yeah, it's on the video. It looks like it's probably the right size, give or take.
Does it have any markings, the little robot?
Not that you can see on the video. It might have some like general design markings on it, but you didn't see anything specific.
Maybe let me
We
rephrase the
found our little
question.
saboteur.
Does it have any paint job? Any kind of aesthetic?
No, I'd say it's just a solid like chrome or steel.
I'm just like, is this vengeance for my fiasco character?
The star cult will rise. No.
um,
Don't worry about it.
I want to see if okay. Do we have anything along the lines of insulation, like the kind that is liquid and you spray it in and it expands massively?
On you, I would say no.
I mean, can we find it pretty much?
You think you could probably find it somewhere in here, but where specifically you don't know. I would say on the directory there are some little like, let's say like maintenance rooms almost, or like
Yeah.
storage closets, things like that. So if it were anywhere, it would be in there. But as it's a science
If
hab, you're
we
not sure.
do go past one, I'll make a point to stop and check
'Kay.
for that, assuming, I'm not on fire. or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worry about being on fire in space.
I'm a tree, Jay.
Oh, right.
It's on the forefront of my mind of ways
rare
to
how
die.
often it's surprising how often I forget that. I really do. My brain's just like, oh, they're just people. So yeah, you've seen that. You've got a few password protected folders, and you've got a directory of the habs. So before you do anything with the habs, I will tell you that hab A is kind of just a standard, like not quite a foyer in terms of the hab, but it's very much not where a lot of the hard science is done. This is where some of the more civilian science is done. This is where they bring contractors, things like that. You actually see a little like kiosk that should be here for information and like telling people where to go. Hab B in the center is where presentations will happen, and as well where some of the larger displays tend to go on, or some of the larger experiments tend to go on. It's a very open concept with cubicle walls. Habs C, D, and E are all specialized, And you see on the display, C is where the robotics teams tend to be, so the heavy machinery, things like that. Hab D is where the radiation specialists as well as energy specialists are, and then Hab E is where the material sciences go on. So things like hulls and like trying to think like how to define it, but it's basically like the hard material sciences.
Yeah.
So in fact, I will write these down.
Did I receive any notice as to where the prototype would be?
They didn't say specifically where, but they did say it shouldn't be in like the main area, if at all. If it is, that's probably a problem. But the last they had heard, it was somewhere further into the hab from the entryway. No specific just instructions as to where, though.
But I guess
Would have been nice if we'd known which type of science he was.
From what you were getting, it didn't seem like they knew. Like
Yeah, I don't
like
think
had
this is
heard.
something they made.
Yeah, it's
I
like they
see,
heard about
okay.
it, but they didn't know where it would be.
Right, okay.
But
I
the
think they're
reading
trying to
we
steal
got
someone
when we
else's
tried to
research.
work what it is for was like energy stuff, like
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it
So-
was like meant to like absorb energy in some way.
Absorb and then convert. Yeah, it was almost
Yeah.
like at first you thought it might be a generator, but it seems more like a converter, like an
But
AC to DC
either
kind of
way-
converter.
Either way, Hab D sounds like the place to be,
Yeah.
Okay, let's head that way then.
which is of course
Right.
the farthest away.
Of course.
It doesn't really matter if CD or E because just we have to move through B and next then would be our goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do pass by a small storage closet. So, sorry, you were looking for kind of like spray insulation or like spray
Yes.
foam. Yeah, I would say you find like a couple cans of it. One's half empty, one's full. They're just your standard like aerosol cans.
I'll chuck those in with everything else in the backpack.
Okay.
I'm a bit worried about being
curious what
stabbed
you're
by
after.
maintenance troops.
Okay. Yeah, so you go down to the entryway down into Hab B, and as you're going through, kind of they're like plexiglass doors, so everything you can see straight through into Hab B. And you're going.
I like that.
Yeah, it's all very open concept. You can see a lot of listen, drawers are where things go to die. Is kind of where this Hab looks like it's going. So when you're going down the hallway, you do notice, again, it's very eerily clean. There's no detritus. There's no there's not even like chewing gum wrappers or like balled up pieces of paper or anything. It's like it's just opened. And when you go through the doors into Hab B, you see the same sight. The thing that's different about Hab B, though, is none of the lights are on. So you don't really see much beyond kind of the background glow of, the sun bouncing off of one of the moons. And even that's pretty dim. It's enough that you can see, but fine details, you'll need a flashlight.
I assume flashlights are built into the suits.
Yeah, your helmet or your suit, whichever you prefer. Doesn't matter to
Yeah.
me. But you
Okay.
will need to be flashing it to actually see it in great detail.
Well, this place gets more and more inviting with each step.
Doesn't it just?
What would you like to do? You see, this hab is this dome is significantly bigger than a dome, but otherwise it's the similar layout. So rooms kind of around the periphery. If you swing around, you don't see any open doors on the ground floor.
Is there stairs to reach the
Yeah.
upper floor?
Yeah, you saw them in Hab A as well. There's kind of like on either side from where the entryways are, there'll be like stairways going up or lifts.
Well, let's see if there's any open doors upstairs.
Okay.
Creepy music.
I just realized it was a little too quiet, so I thought I'd set the mood. You go up to the second floor. And on the second floor, you do see 2 open doorways. One here on the east side of the hab, and then one down here on kind of the southwest corner. So you're up on a railing, or not a railing, a walkway around the perimeter of the hab. And yeah, there's one to the southwest and one to the east. They're both open, like kind of roughly the same amount. What would you like to do?
We're in this hub now. Sorry, the press hub.
Yes.
Hub,
Yeah, you can all
Okay.
move your tokens over there.
I think my instinct is to sort of scan as much as we can going through.
Okay.
So that we
Okay.
know what we've, at least in theory, cleared, now that we don't know where we're going.
Right.
So we're right here.
Yeah, you're in this hab kind of on the second floor. So you can be on the walkways or on the perimeter, either or.
Got it.
So these are the walkways, the thieving,
Okay, I
reverse
see.
thieving.
Yeah.
Okay.
The darker kind of walkway here. Oh, pardon me, in the middle. And then the outside is also walkable.
Okay. So Meeps goes on the stairs up.
Okay. So yeah, which door would you like? And Autumn, roll me a notice. I know they're your favorite.
Into wisdom, oh, it's the same mod, never mind.
Okay.
8.
8. Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just kind of making note of everything as you go?
Making note of everything. It's also like it's a sort of classic sweeping a building type approach.
Mm-hmm. So
Because
just keeping an eye out for anything.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
don't want to be stabbed in the back.
Yeah, fair enough. With an 8, yeah, you don't see or like notice anything in the room that looks out of place, aside from the fact that it's weirdly clean. Even on the second floor, there's no dust on the railings or anything like that.
Would it be logical of me to assume that cleaning and maintenance is completely automated?
As far as you can imagine, with a hab this big, it would be unlikely someone is controlling this or would control this. With the amount of doors that you've seen, you think the habs probably had somewhere between like 1,000 to 2,000 people at any given time.
No,
And
I mean, is it drone?
yes,
I'm guessing again, her assumption is the AI is just like, everything's going to work normally now that we've gotten rid of the pesky biological life forms. I'm in charge here. I like it neat.
I think in terms of whether the AI would do that, I think that's up to
Hmm.
how Autumn thinks. But logically speaking, yeah, it seems like the drones are just doing what they're normally programmed to do.
Yeah.
So what room do you want to go to, if any?
I'm sweeping everything, like as we move through.
Yeah.
Unless
Meeps asks the remaining member of the walkway team, where we go first?
Hmm.
Well,
maybe
in
we
and out is
should,
probably. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't think maybe we should split up. We should stay together.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm
This
not
isn't like-
walking away. Like I'm staying with the group.
In and out is
I think-
probably the smartest way to go about it.
We open all the doors and then check inside them to get like a peek through what we're gonna expect.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
Clockwise, one at a time, from whatever's nearest.
Okay. So you want to go through every door on the floor?
I mean, the thing is, we don't know where we're going to do a
Are
quick
there any
go in, go back out.
nameplates on the door?
There are no
Writings?
nameplates on the door. Every door has a terminal though, and there are 2 that are slightly open. I don't know if that was caught earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Just checking.
I think we should start by looking into those. Just a peek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was asking where
Let's
you're going.
hope there's no bodies.
You go to. Do you want to go to the east one or the southwest one first? Just so I know.
East, south, west.
Does it matter?
I vote southwest.
Okay,
The
southwest.
Okay.
So you go to the southwest one. Through the door, you can see that it looks over the walkway to Hab E. It's like almost got a window view over top of it. And when you look inside, again, it's clean. There's no like. It almost seems like you should expect a blood stain or like something to be here, but it's all extremely well organized. No dust, no fingerprints on the door. Even the terminal screen is clean. And again, you do notice now that you're looking for it, you see those little blinking kind of diodes inside the door. So it's clear that even on this hab, they are still working.
Can we try to check to see when was the last time it was used?
If you powered up the terminal for the door, yeah.
Alright, let's do that.
Can mechanically like open it up, put a cell in to like provide temporary power.
Yeah, you could do that. I'd say you probably have we'll say you have 3 extra cells that you can then like charge on your little bank. So you boot it up and the door tells you like door ajar first thing. And then when you go through the kind of, what would you call that? Almost like the boot log, like the maintenance routines of it. You can see the last time it was accessed was about, I'm trying to think how long ago I said it was, but I think it's about 2 years ago, which is roughly the timeline they gave you for when it was abandoned.
Can we check the latest like log it was put in?
In terms of like who put it in or what do you mean?
Like checked in to see what was like the last log like put in before it was abandoned.
Yeah.
For the
This
door
is
or
more
for the
like this is more like an error log type situation than a
yeah,
like,
it's the
happens
door
log
doesn't really have
situation.
connection to any like system logs or anything like that.
Ah, okay. I thought there was like a computer.
It's just
in
telling
there.
you like this is the last time the door was opened or closed.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, I would
doors?
say this door tells you the room is one Vox Flade, and it seems to be just another researcher. They're specializing in some kind of energy weapon. You're not sure. It doesn't specify what, but it basically just says like energy tech weapons.
Okay, so
Ooh,
it
can we
is
check out that
interesting
stuff?
to us. So yeah, do we try blocking the door, blocking the sensors and entering the door?
Do
Okay.
you?
If there's valuable stuff for us to take from there, then probably.
Okay.
It's worked so far.
So yeah, you block the doors. Sensors don't close the door on you, and you're free to move about the open air cabin. So when you start rifling through cupboards and things like that, again, it's all well organized. There's no like, nothing is out of place. When go ahead.
I search for anything that can contain information, notes, datapads,
Okay.
bigger computers.
Post-its.
Roll me a notice, Meeps.
5.
5. Yeah.
I want to notice as well.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Notice.
And anyone else is welcome to make a notice as well.
Okay, with wisdom.
12.
With int. Holy crap!
With
I don't
int,
know if
okay.
you need to though.
10.
10. Yeah, I would say Luna especially. You, Ava, you notice it, but Luna, you figure out kind of how to get it open. It looks like there's like a hidden compartment in one of the cupboards that goes into kind of the wall itself. It looks like it's not designed to do this. Like someone actually carved out a chunk of the wall, put in a little box, and then blocked it back up.
Mhm.
I
Um,
want to try to take down the wall to get to the box.
Okay, yeah, you find the little like latch. I'll say with a 12, you easily notice like a little, almost like a pin that's keeping it in place, and it just kind of pops open. So inside, you see what look like physical notebooks, which you all have not seen a lot of people using physical notebooks. Most places you've been on Dinai and Rinty have all been using PDAs. So you see, I'll say 3 different notebooks. They all look not old, but they look like they've been around for a while. They're not quite
Come on.
yellowed because they're in a sealed container, but the pages are a little stiff. Inside, it's mostly jargon. You see a lot of terms about like energy output, wavelengths, things like that. The biggest thing you notice is it's saying something about some new type of energy, and they give it different names here and there, but it's not something you've ever heard of. It's not like a standard type or wavelength of energy, but since you've done enough research into it and you kind of have it on the brain, the wavelength looks like it's close to what you've been looking for radiation wise.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So the person was
Great.
studying radiation we encountered.
It would stand to reason, yeah. If they weren't studying it, then they were certainly like they stumbled onto
Okay,
it.
so yours will be interesting in these notebooks.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to do in that room?
We have those sensors on us, right?
Yep.
Yes.
They haven't gone off.
They have not gone off.
Mips takes a look through the window.
Okay. Looking out to Habby.
Do I see any movement in any doors, any moving lights?
Make me a notice check. That one is also dark.
8.
No, you don't see anything moving.
Is there anything more valuable inside the place?
Nothing you can see, no.
Well, out the next door.
Okay. So you go to the east door, similar thing. If you check the panel, it'll tell you like last time it was open was about 2 years ago, and it's just stuck in an ajar state. So you open it up, put the panels in, and similar thing. This one is not quite overlooking the walkway, but you can still see it from the window. And it looks as though a significant chunk of the walkway is gone, but it's not open to space. It almost looks like it was like something tore off and then it was kind of hastily repaired with
Mhm.
not quite tarps, but it kind of looks like space tarps. Like it's clearly sealed. There's not any like exposed atmosphere, but it looks like someone just taped up a bunch of plastic over it.
Flex tape.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot.
is there...
Someone couldn't afford a new window.
Does the width of the remaining part is enough to be able... Looks like enough to move through it?
It should do, yeah. It's about 15 feet probably from where you can see. So it should still be maneuverable.
I don't think that's the hub we care about anyway, to be honest. That's the robotics one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just see that through the window as you go in.
Yeah.
Can we get another notice check from whoever's looking? Same thing in here. Nothing like stands out. It's all well organized and everything like that.
It's just riffles to the room.
Okay. Autumn. As you're walking around, you step on one of the plates and it doesn't so much sound like it's hollow, but it feels kind of like you've noticed when you're walking on something, you can feel a little hollow underneath like the dirt or the wood or whatever kind of thing you're on. It feels like there's a little hollow just beneath where you stepped.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna continue what I started to say before and look at Will. You mentioned you can see the future. Can you decide what you're looking at?
Like, can I control the vision?
Can you go, if I do this, what will happen?
That's kind of. I don't have like super granular control over it, mind you, but usually when it happens, it's when I'm sort of like at a crossing point.
Is it just you, or can you
Like,
check for others?
thus far, it's always been from my point of view. I think last time was on the Blossom. We were trying to decide whether to take the AI that we found there. Sorry, it's not important right now, is it? What are you thinking?
It might come in handy. Right. I'm gonna look at what's this hollow that I found.
Sure. You open up the floor plate, and much like the one you found in the other room, it's been hollowed out into the actual hab, and there's been kind of a makeshift plate put in place. Inside, you find almost like a chunk of wall, and this chunk specifically is kind of it looks a lot like it's the same material you found on Tartarus, the stuff you were trying to get sorted out for people. It's a very small chunk. It's like maybe a few inches in diameter at its widest, and
Remind me.
it's a gold laced ceramic.
Oh. I'm gonna have a look at it.
Okay. It looks kind of like it was broken off of a larger chunk. It doesn't look like it was a clean break, so it looks like it was just kind of it looks violent, let's say, how it was removed. And otherwise, you don't notice much on it, but you do notice like it's distinctly the same stuff you were dealing with back on Tartarus.
Someone's gonna out of their way to hide ceramics. Of all things. And what kind of room is this? Just a regular lab, or?
Yep, regular lab, the same as the ones you've been walking into.
Curious.
Yeah, it's strange.
Well, remember those Atmo readings we were getting when we came in? The excess gold and the gold dust?
It's from the ceramics, you think?
I think it's from, I'll point down to the giant chunk missing out of the walkway.
That makes sense.
This place is lined with that stuff, or there was a big enough piece that got
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just not sure why anyone would hide this. In a lab, normally people would hide things closer to them. This seems to be more of an open space, so I'm not sure if it's people. Like,
rare
is this
from the
something that would
walls.
be like extremely valuable, like this amount, or?
The last you remember before you actually secured the trade deal for this stuff,
Mm.
it seemed like it was pretty hard to get. The way Rekus had set everything up, it seemed as though it was like a trickle going out into places. So whether or not it's valuable, it was definitely hard to obtain.
Do I know if there's any scientific applications? If this is someone hiding a component as opposed to hiding a ceramic?
Roll me a no.
Assuming it's intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, it seems really odd that they would hide ceramic.
I'm assuming that like if it's a fragment from the break and they just like grabbed it and hid it to use later and then never got around to using it. Or to sell or examine.
Can I tell how this hollow has been made?
Yeah, it looks like it wasn't dug by hand by any means, but it looks like it was dug by a tool, like maybe not quite a shovel, but like a blunt instrument of some kind. Yeah, it looks rough. Like it doesn't look like it was cut out or precisely cut. It almost
More like
looks.
shrapnel.
It kind of looks more like if someone in a prison were doing a dig out. That's kind of the look it has. It looks very like rough and not pristine, not like designed to be perfect. Oh, sorry.
Squirrels.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, big enough to fit the thing and doesn't have to look pretty.
And did the other one have the same design? Or same markings?
Roughly. You wouldn't call them identical, but they do look like they were carved in similar ways.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
If there's nothing else in there.
Yeah, that's all you see in there. Anything else you want to do in the room, or are you progressing around the perimeter still?
Let's progress, I guess.
Okay.
Let's move.
Yeah. Part of me wants to go exploring Hab C, but that's the part of your brain that makes you want to drive off the road occasionally. More than,
Or the one that makes you want to throw your phone down a grate.
more than a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just see we'd learned so much about what happened here, I think, in the robotics wing, but
Well, I think we will end there anyway. In our tour of the hub.
I keep searching every single door
Okay.
as we walk past them.
Roll me another notice with a +1. So you've gone through about, I'd say, half this floor's doors. Nothing of consequence found within, just more and more scientific equipment, all evenly displayed and well organized. When you get about halfway down, though, say about here, and as you're inspecting the door, you hear more than see something in the wall.
I'm gonna put my branches up to it to feel the vibrations.
Yeah. It feels very like very even kind of pace.
That's robotic. I think we have drones about.
Probably like full-on maintenance, I'd imagine.
I'm gonna feel which direction it's going.
It feels like it's going just across the door on the inside. This is a room you haven't opened yet. This is kind of like as you were doing one door, you noticed or heard this on the door they were going to next. And it seems as though if it's in the wall, it's just moving towards the door that you're working at. If it is in the room beyond it, it's just going along the wall.
I'm going to be on guard and see if it keeps going towards me or if it goes away.
Okay. It keeps going towards the door that you're working on.
I'm going to stop working on the door.
Okay.
And yeah, keep my branches there.
Okay. What does everyone else do?
I think get ready and obviously have my gun to hand just in case.
Okay.
And just see what happens.
Meeps just stick close to
Okay.
Autumn.
Will's kind of doing what Ava's doing, but less sure of himself than she probably is.
Okay.
I do have... It's just written down as a small primitive weapon, but it has shock damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm readying.
Okay. And Luna? You might be muted, Jim.
What?
What are you doing?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted. I didn't really pay attention.
Oh, it's all good. There's a sound in the wall, and it's coming towards the door that you're working on.
Oh, I'm gonna train my gun to make sure in case something would try to attack us.
Okay.
I kind of figured.
Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so about 30, 40 seconds later, you hear it much more clearly as it sounds like it comes out in the room. You can hear it through the doorway. And would you say that you left the door ajar if you had gotten it open, or would you have shut it?
I don't think I got it open if I felt that.
Okay. So the door is still shut, and you hear the tick, 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 cross over the door on the inside, and then go across the wall. It gets quieter and quieter, and you think you hear a vent opening and closing in the room.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
Is there one on our side
Not that you can see.
within
No.
view?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my branches there. I'm going to need my hands for this, so I'll use one branch to grab onto this primitive weapon. I'm going to start slowly working on the door again, very quietly.
Okay.
Just to see if it returns.
Let me see. Can you roll me a sneak check to see how quiet you're doing it?
Dex or int?
Whichever you'd prefer. Either moving more slowly or knowing which moves would make the most noise.
It's 7.
7. Okay. You do your best to be quiet about it. But you do hear the tick, tick, tick,
Yep, that's what I'm checking for.
and it sounds as though it stops somewhere around the door on the inside. You don't hear it anymore.
I'm going to wait it out.
Okay. How long would you like to
Meeps-
wait?
Meeps moving exactly to the front of the door, like
Okay.
front to the line.
As long as it takes. I mean, it's going to be a long standoff.
Okay. So you wait 5
Can I-
minutes.
Can I shoot through the door?
You can
I
absolutely
mean,
try to
you'll have
shoot
to
through the
shoot
door.
through both me and Meeps.
Yeah, you've got some people in the way, so
Guys, move! I'm gonna try to shoot whatever behind the door.
No,
No.
I am
Too
not.
Why?
much noise.
Maybe it might scare it off.
It might be a nice, creepy spider maintenance knife droid.
And
Go
Listen,
unlock
I don't-
caves.
I don't listen. I don't feel like having a burn inside my chest.
I'm not
the
moving. I'm waiting.
Meeps turning to Luna, but it won't believe us. We come in peace after we shoot it.
Mm.
We'll slowly open the door so we can see what it even looks like in the first place.
Yeah, I think we are trying to open the door, so just wait a bit.
Mm-hmm.
so you've waited about
Wait.
5 minutes, Autumn. You don't hear it.
It hasn't moved away though.
No, not that you've heard.
I'm giving it another 5.
Okay.
Meeps, didn't we x-ray the first door?
Oh,
Try
just
to
wall.
see,
The
what mechanism
X-ray
it was?
won't work on metal, but I can try fiddle with the settings. Let's see how the whatever walls are made of block
Right.
the race.
Yeah, last time you did it, it was pretty fuzzy. So roll me another notice with that.
I try to fiddle with the settings. Eight.
Okay. So you it's about 8 or 9 minutes into this standoff, and you still haven't heard anything move. And Meeps, as you start scanning the wall, you see the same mechanisms as you saw last time. But then they start
JD.
moving.
Mechanism?
The door itself doesn't move, but
It's
the mechanisms
possessed.
start moving.
That's interesting. I beckon for Eva to come closer.
Mhm.
To
Question:
help you
Are
work this
ghosts
out.
real in space?
Only if you believe.
I don't know yet. We'll find out.
So creepy when you whispered that in the mic. Like, I thought there was something behind me. I had to look
good.
back for a second.
Just a little creepy ASMR for you. We're all on tenterhooks. So Ava, roll me a notice just to see if you're seeing the same thing. Because it's very fuzzy. It's almost like looking at an ultrasound, but from
Okay,
far
am
away.
I noticing with my fixed skill bonus or
Yeah, I'll say so.
okay, and then with int
Boop.
10.
They are moving, but they're not
Okay.
moving the way they're supposed to. And they're moving away from the door.
Okay.
Hmm.
And as you keep watching,
Like
more
this
and
way,
more
or
of the
like-
mechanism starts moving of its own accord. And that's where we're going to go for break.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Ooh.
sounds about right.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
So shivers on your spines.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go on a quick little 10-minute break, relax ourselves a little bit before we jump back into this. So get some water, stretch, panic, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
all of the above.
Or take
At
you
the same
5 minute
time.
rat butt.
Thank you so
That's
much,
cute.
Glitch.
They're
Welcome back,
screaming for
everyone.
people.
I hope you've had a lovely break. I hope you all are prepped and ready to go again. Hope the panic has subsided just a touch. When we left off, the party was
Never.
at a door waiting out what sounded like one of the maintenance drones. But as they scanned the wall, the mechanisms inside the door started to move away from the door of their own volition inside the walls. Ava, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not normal behavior. This
Yeah,
would be like, yeah, if
No.
your light
yeah,
switched on
I've
up
I've
in your-
never seen a machine do this. Like if my anything in my engine did this, I would be like putting it down. Yeah, it's she kind of turns
And
to the
then
group.
backing away
It's
slowly.
really not supposed to do this. This is
It's
worrying.
possessed. It's a ghost.
So
Someone call the Ghostbusters.
maybe the robot converted the door into sort of more dangerous trap.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we might have 5 drones coming at us now.
Luna starts to ready her weapon again after
Where
hearing that.
where from?
I think maybe that's kind of what took over.
So an AI gone rogue.
I mean, we know it
Well,
was.
yes. But if the drones are powering the doors, that would explain the. You see where I'm going with that? Like
Mm.
the hab doesn't have power, but the drone does. Anyway, what do we want to do? Because I don't like the looks of this.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan either. Like, so the door mechanism has literally just gone.
all 4 little mechanisms that were in the wall around the door are gone.
Okay,
Yeah, they're not
So
where
is-
they're supposed to be.
so is the door locked in place?
It would stand to reason, yeah, if there's nothing there. The only way you could get it open is via magnetic force.
Okay, I can have a go at doing the magnetic override. If you guys want.
Sure.
Well, I don't know that we want to open this door.
I thought it was an override to keep it closed if it's trying to open it.
Well, if the AI doesn't want us to open the door, then we should open the door.
No,
As
it's trying to
weird
open the
it's-
door, isn't it?
You don't sense anything about the door opening.
Right. If there's no mechanism, then it's basically just a wall at this point.
But a wall with movable pieces. We can
Yeah,
just
like it can be opened. We just need to use the magnetic override.
It's in there still, isn't it?
You haven't heard
I'm
it.
assuming. Okay.
Mips moves the X-ray to find the pieces like the last the pieces we watched last time on the
Okay.
first door, where they were.
Like the same mechanisms, you mean?
Yeah, are they still there?
Nope.
But we have still 2 movable slabs of metal. Maybe we can just wedge or lever them with something.
Possible.
Kind of want to do something possibly stupid, possibly pointless.
Well, what is it?
Tap twice if you understand me. I say, like, in the general direction of the door. Like I said, potentially stupid, potentially useless.
That wasn't stupid, and the rest remains to be seen.
Well,
Well, not
Did-
really.
no response.
I'm assuming you didn't hear
Well,
that. It did actually tap. on the
I only
microphone.
heard one tap. Did you tap
Okay.
twice? I only
I did,
heard
yeah.
one. Okay. I also saw you do it. So
Yeah, okay.
Wait, hold on. I got something
Taps.
that helped to try to like make it negotiate.
Oh no.
shooting
Hey,
it is not a
listen.
negotiation tactic.
Listen, I'm not gonna shoot it. It's something else.
The threat of shooting is negotiating.
Shh, shh. Okay, let me try
That's
something.
fair.
And then Luna goes up to the door, knocks on it, and be like, "Hello, Girl Scout cookies."
What on earth is a Girl Scout? And why is it a cookie?
I heard about some humans about something. It's about like this kind of delectable treat that humans made.
Humans are so weird.
Strange.
Are
That's an
there for
accurate
robots?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I tried one before, and I say the best one has to be.
You haven't heard of the
human.
circuit board crunch?
The circuit
Circuit
board crunch. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm not a robot.
You don't hear any reply after your knock.
Guess they're not hungry.
Hmm. So what does? If the robots can hear us
So
and they can understand us, then they know what we want to do. Sorry, I have no idea where are we going with that new discovery.
Is that to me or is that to the party? Just so I'm clear.
To the party.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I suppose we start asking questions.
I think we should give it ask you yes or no questions. Like one tap for yes, two taps for
Yeah.
no.
That's what I was thinking as well. Does that work for you?
Two taps.
Oh.
I said no. Guess he doesn't want to talk to us.
Are we considered a threat?
Two taps.
Okay, good. It doesn't consider us a threat for now.
Because
I
it
don't
knows
know
it
that
can
that's a
crush
good thing.
us.
I don't know that's a good thing.
Hmm.
Can
Should
we
we
come
consider
into
you a
that
threat?
room? Never mind.
You don't
Are
hear
we
anything.
considered hostiles?
Two taps.
okay.
Can we come
Okay.
into the room that you're currently in?
Two taps.
No,
Can
we
you only tap twice?
Two taps.
That doesn't help,
It's
does
not
it?
communicating.
Can you say anything other than no?
Two taps.
What is it actually doing if we look at the scanner?
You can't actually see it through the door.
But we can see things moving, but not it.
You can, yeah, you saw the mechanisms moving, but you can't see through the door into the room.
Wait, hold on. Were you made here?
Two taps.
It's gonna keep doing that.
Were you abandoned here?
Two taps.
Two taps.
Okay.
It's just, it's like a mom saying no all the time.
Do I feel any other vibrations that don't seem?
You when those mechanisms moved, you did feel the vibrations kind of lightly through the wall, but they disappeared as they moved off. But otherwise, no, you just feel 2 taps.
Gonna put a spare branch up to my lips in the universal. I'm gonna wait and see if it continues.
How long do you wait?
Do I feel anything at all?
Nothing.
Are there any doors open? We were to the rooms we were previously. Do we
Did
have
you
them open?
close? I was going to say, did you close the doors after you were done in the rooms?
I don't. I wouldn't.
No, I
Then-
need some marker to show that I've been there.
Yeah, then every door that you've opened so far is still open.
Okay, so I go to the next room to search for the hatch like in the room we were standing by.
Like the little vent, do you mean?
Little vent, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you notice it. It's usually in the same place in most of these rooms, kind of like towards the back, and it's on either side. What are you looking for?
I open the vent
Okay.
and place a bit of myself in the vent to listen better.
Okay.
But I stick my butt into the vent.
Oh my god.
Just a little pop
Oh no.
of meeps. Okay. Now, are you detaching that part of yourself or just
No,
extending it in?
Extending to listen
Okay.
better. To
Just so I'm clear,
like
I just want to know which part.
to touch the walls of the tunnels
Okay.
with bigger surface.
I guess
I'm doing
extend the
same
butt.
stuff Autumn did with branches, but
But inside the tunnel. Okay.
with the tunnel.
Extend the butt.
Buttus extendus. Yeah, so you extend yourself into the tunnel to feel the vibrations, and you do feel very slight ones. They feel like they're far away in this tunnel.
But considering how often the little taps appear, would I say that there are many robots vibrating?
The little taps you were feeling were just through the door. It seemed like just one. But with the vibrations you're feeling, it feels like it's probably more than one in the tunnels.
More than one would mean several, or more like 100?
It doesn't feel like 100, but it definitely feels more than 2.
Okay.
It's hard to get a good sense for it because of the kind of the way they walk, but
Okay. This time I'm enter the vent head first.
okay. So you go in, you can see the vent clearly extends to the next room. You can kind of see the, not so much the light, but you can tell that there's a room ahead. It's very, very dim, but you can tell. About halfway down the tunnel, you can see that it branches to the right. And how far do you go in?
I slither in deeper and deeper, heading to the room the rest
Okay.
of the party stands by.
Okay. So your main body is still outside the vent, correct?
Well,
I kind of picture you like a tube of toothpaste right now.
no, I'm just more like I'm just going in, like totally going in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like a demented game of Snake.
A little bit, yeah. So you go all the way to the other vent in the next room, the one that you were working on the door of.
No lights.
No lights. But again, what little you can see from the window, it looks as though it's the same layout. Everything's perfectly organized. no dirt, no nothing. And even as you're going through the tunnel, you don't like get caked in anything. You don't sense anything but clean steel, basically.
Okay. Now this will sound stupid.
Go
I
on.
move my eyes down my butt.
Okay.
As you do.
Makes perfect sense to me. I'm just curious why.
Because if
those
I
phrases
stick
you
my
didn't expect to
if
hear
I
when you woke
stick
up
my
this morning.
head if I stick my head out of the vent and the head gets attacked,
Mm,
these are the parts I can't replace easily.
right. So I guess my
Ah.
question then is, if your eyes are not on your head, how are you seeing?
No, I'm not. I'm seeing nothing.
Ah,
I
okay.
stick my head out of my vent and wait what happens.
Okay. Just so we're clear. So you don't see anything aside from the room that your butt is in.
I just listen with my
yeah.
surface.
You listen with your eyeless head. These are not phrases that they teach you about. But you wait there for a good minute listening. You don't really hear anything. And then you hear
In the vent or in the room.
in the room. Can you roll me an evasion check, please, if you would like?
I Success.
Success. Okay. You feel it just before you pull away. It feels like a scalpel. And you hear a couple more of them kind of like clink clink against the metal next to you. And it sounds like it's still trying to chase your head as you like pull back a bit. What'd you like to do?
Another statement that will sound weird.
Mm-hmm.
I will have an advantage in the tunnel. I recede further into the tunnel.
Okay, it gives chase. It is pretty quick.
And once I receded enough, I spring all my liquid mass forward to just squish it against the wall.
Okay. Interesting. Can you roll me a physical save?
Yeet smash.
Nope.
I imagine you like a pinball launcher.
Failed.
Okay, so roll me a d6 for your damage.
Oh.
No, the damage you'll do specifically because you're smushing it against the wall.
Shouldn't I just roll punch?
Oh yeah, if you have punch, sorry, yeah, do that.
Oh, but the damage, okay.
Yeah, because like you did hit it. You don't really have to roll to hit. You're just doing damage.
Okay, so I have the 1d8 of
1d8, perfect.
One.
Aw, womp womp.
So you do squish it against the wall. You pin it. You don't manage to break it apart, but in doing so, you receive 3 damage from its legs. And it keeps kind of trying to stab into you.
Meeps, is everything okay?
All I can picture is eyes on his butt, another butt just sticking out of the vent, like.
Okay, I try to surround it and leave the tunnel with it.
Okay. Interesting.
Holding it essentially.
Drag it out.
Yeah.
I'm holding it. I simply hold it and try to immobilize its legs.
Okay, let me see here.
I just use all my force to hold it.
Yeah, I think that would be a physical save again. Just to hold it in place, kind of thing.
You got it.
Okay.
Oh, barely.
Yeah, barely. So you kind of like grab its legs and then form yourself around it and contain it and you pull yourself out of the vent. It's still struggling, though. You don't think you're going to be able to hold on to it for long without sustained effort.
What the hell is
Okay.
that?
So I'm on the inside of the door. I'm inside of the room.
Yeah, so which room did you want to go to, just so I'm clear? The one that had the door open or the one that had the door closed?
I think the one that had the door open because I want to show it to my party.
Okay, so Meeps comes out with something wriggling in them.
Meeps, what do you have there?
Okay, I've brought
4 knives.
I've,
No! 4 of us.
Sorry.
No!
Sorry.
That's good.
I smoosh it against the wall so it's easier to hold. So
Okay.
hold it.
Okay. It is a small, not so much crab-like, but it does resemble it just in like leg design. Very spindly legs that end in very sharp points. They look like they've got a kind of bladed edge on either side. And it's got like a, let's say, a octagonal body. So each leg connects into a flat edge, and then it continues like so.
Also, I don't know why did it attack me. I just wanted to take a look.
You're probably considered something for it to clean up in its programming. A foreign contaminant or something like that.
I don't know. Will, is it the thing we were talking with?
I don't know. I was yelling at whatever was behind the door. I don't know. It was really talking back though.
Well, something was tapping the something. There was tapping in response, right?
Yeah. Is this thing like held still enough to like get a good look at it, or is it like still flailing around?
It's
In Meep's hand.
trying to flail around against me. Yeah, you can like see and almost hear its servos kind of straining to get free.
Most of it has to be covered by Meeps, I guess, so you
Yeah.
can't take a good look. Only the fragments.
Yeah, you can kind of like, I imagine Meeps is Meeps semi-translucent, or is he?
No.
Or are they're opaque?
And the suit is probably like metallic and of course now it's seriously damaged.
Yeah. But yeah, you can make out that something reasonably sized, probably about small dinner plate sized.
Okay. I was really looking for more of a port for maintenance or something like that. Like a way to plug into it.
Nothing you can see that's not covered by Meep's sand. Oh, there are way too many high notes.
Okay, so we can wiggle a bit.
Okay. Make me another physical save. No, not that one. We've done that one.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Fine.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Your hand, you move your hand to try and get just a little more access. And it slices just enough to get itself free.
Oh, just one leg or entire robot?
Most of the robot is free. You've still got, I would say, 2 of the legs, but the rest of the robot is
Okay.
trying to pull itself from the...
So I again splash it with myself.
Okay. Can we make that the raid cry?
Right.
I splash it with myself.
I mean,
it could be worse. It could be I put my butt in the vent.
I mean, well, it could be anything, really. I think Meeps is going to take it today. Can you roll me another physical? Actually, a punch. Roll me a punch.
Okay.
Or
punch. Okay. That's good. You change your mate. That's
yeah,
very good.
I will roll with punch. Goodness gracious. What's everyone else doing while we're trying to pin this thing down again.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
Waiting for
Okay.
an opportunity. Well, wait and see what happens.
Just double
My
checking.
attack roll is
Is it-
8. So I think that's a little low.
Yeah, just a touch.
Does it look big enough to slap a line shunt on it? They're about the size of a palm.
It looks like you could probably slap one on there if you knew where to put it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, why is this so loud all of a sudden?
Right.
Wow.
Very cosmic.
Yeah. Cosmic background radiation is spicy today. Yeah, again, you can just manage to keep the 2 legs bound, but you don't get the full body.
Because I'm just trying to think of a way to calm this thing down without having to keep a hold on it. Or if we can actually get something to trap it under.
A
Would
really
you
big
like a
glass.
shoebox?
Instead of
Like-
meeps. Yeah, like put a laundry basket overturned on it or something.
Not a tortoise. Okay.
Do I take any damage for my efforts?
No, you just managed to keep it safe. It doesn't look like it's trying to attack you so much as leave your hand. So you're trying to look for something to put over it. I would say that there is some lab equipment that would fit that bill. It looks like it's all like Pyrex kind of glass.
Mhm.
So you see a few flasks in the room that was open that you think could cover it.
Grab one.
Okay. Make me a physical save. Just to see if you can kind of slap it over. Give you a +2.
All right, well, it still fails.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I want to try it too.
Okay. Yeah, throw me another one. You see it getting loose though. So Meeps, if you ooh,
Down by 1.
Meeps, if you want to keep hold of it, you'll need to make another check or it will escape.
Okay, so another physical save.
Yeah.
So close. 11.
So is it inside the room?
Look at this.
It is out in the hallway with you.
Oh crap.
Yeah, that's mostly what I was asking. But yes, it is out in the hallway with you. It is pinned against the wall, and it has gotten both of its other legs free and is now trying to skitter away along the roof.
Can I try to shoot it down?
You can absolutely try to shoot it down.
All right. Please, for the love of gods, all rightful gods, give me the strength. So with that,
Fucking hell.
You've got the strength.
ah,
You have the power.
I have the power. Like you, man.
So it's one of those triumphant scenes in like a horror movie. Well, triumphant for the villain, where the little monster starts scurrying away, and then as the camera is watching it scurry away, you just see it go across the ceiling as your sniper rifle blows it to bits. It's not quite shrapnel, but it's definitely not moving anymore.
And then Luna just blows like smoke coming out of her rifle, like.
It was quite loud, I suspect.
I imagine that that echoed quite some in the enclosed quarters.
Quite a bit, yeah. Also, you were
No.
right next to it, is what I mean. Like it's, I don't think Luna's got a suppressor on that by any means.
That's when she has to get up close. It's when she'll try to get one.
Now we won't be able to communicate with it.
I mean, now we can like look inside its inside to see what it is and what it's trying to do.
I mean, I think currently it's slag, but we can see what we could see.
Yeah, there's some salvage at best. I would say the main part of it is mostly destroyed. The legs are kind of still twitching a little bit, but they're not.
Ew, it's like a cider if you step on it.
Yeah, you can tell it's like sparking and kind of smoking. Yeah, roll me, I guess, either a notice or a fix. If you're just looking at it unnoticed, if you're trying to like poke at bits and see what they did, roll me a fix.
But go with the Cicatella works.
Sorry, go ahead. Say that again.
Fuck with the Cicatella works.
Okay. I mean, the only stick you really have is your sniper rifle, so.
I mean, there's like lab equipment that's shaped like sticks.
It's little glass stirrer rods and like
Like
Just-
tongs or
just-
something like that.
some meter stick. Just
It's cute that you think they use meter sticks in the future.
Okay, laser meter sticks.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everything's lasers in the future.
Oh, lasers.
I was afraid
I
you-
really want to see Star Trek with a meter stick now.
I was afraid you would say they don't have meter sticks, they have yardsticks.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
That is entirely the wrong future.
Yeah, that's the alternate
That's the
future we
dark
don't
timeline.
want. Yeah,
The darkest timeline.
that's
yeah.
the beard timeline.
In the beer timeline.
So yeah, you've got a destroyed little maintenance drone on the ground.
I think we should grab the pieces of it, just like sweep up as much as we can, just to have a look at it later on.
yeah.
There will be
I
a
think I'll s-
cleaning crew.
I'll spend some time like picking up the pieces of it. I'll put them into a sack or something so it's all together.
Oh, can you help fix me my suit? Again?
You damaged again. Okay. Just as well we've got a lot of this Hox tape.
You're gonna run out at this point.
Mm,
That's a lot of damage.
Your suit's gonna be more tape than suit.
mm.
I mean, this is not really a problem with more tape than suit.
I think at some point it's kind of like a
Hey, what are you going for Halloween? Oh,
Yes.
flex tape.
It's like at one point is this still a suit?
Mm.
At
Oh,
what point
yeah,
does
the-
one
what's
become
this-
a tape than suit?
Yeah. But yeah, what else? What else do you
Okay,
want to do? You got it all stored up.
After I've done that, I'll bring the Hox tape over and
Okay.
repair Meeps.
Okay. Yep. You it requires a fair bit more tape than last time, but you do get it all sealed
Okay.
up again.
Okay, we got that. Let's keep going.
Well, let's
I've kind of
open
lost
the
track of where we were actually going to. Yeah, so okay, we'll open the door. I use the magnetic override to open the door.
Okay. And then I assume you put the plates on the sensors and all that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, same thing. It's all just a well organized lab.
Are there any handheld electronics? Like a PDA?
Nope.
Don't really want to spend time trying to get into the terminal. Assuming there is one. Nothing of interest in this room otherwise?
No, nothing you can see. I would say even with a notice check, there's nothing
Okay.
in this room. Just to make that clear.
If there's nothing in this
Well,
room,
this is
why
just a- didn't it want us in?
Maybe trying
question.
to hide something.
I think it may just be here because of us. Like Eva said, we're probably viewed as a contaminant in some way.
Like we are creating a mess?
Mm.
Maybe.
jeez. Yeah. I think we should get a move on.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
What do you want to do?
I think
Head towards the energy hub.
Yeah,
Sure.
probably.
I still think Habdi is the
Yeah.
the best spot.
Okay. You start heading towards Habdi, and again, the entryway into that hab is the same. It's all like plexiglass. You can easily see through. None of it is lit, so it is quite dark in here. And as you get into Habdi, you can definitely hear something on the ceiling, like above you somewhere. It's not quite the tick, 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 tick we were hearing before. It's more like if someone was dragging like a cardboard box over a surface. It's got that kind of just like
Mhm.
consistent kind of pull.
Sounds like whipped cream.
I hate it when my ceiling drips whipped cream.
And how far is that ceiling?
Like I would say it's about 40 feet up.
Too high.
Ah, yes, Meeps the ladder. Go gadget Meeps. So what do you want to do?
Take it cautiously into here.
Okay. So you walk
Yeah.
into kind of I assume the middle of the hab? Is that what you mean? Or do you just going around the perimeter? Where do you want to go?
I think
I
probably
would
stay
sort of
around the
like-
perimeter, but
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, same thing in this hab. It's all doors. You see on this side of the first floor, you see a door that's fully ajar, and you do see. It looks like there's something in there. You can't really make out what, but it doesn't look like the other rooms have been. This whole hab looks like it's designed the same way, but that room specifically, it's quite dark. But from what you can see from this far, it looks like there's something big in there.
Big and amorphous, big and bulky, big and
Kind of both at this
flailing
distance.
tentacles.
Nothing moving,
Okay.
but something big and kind
Alright.
of amorphous in the dark.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Will kind of just like doesn't say anything, but like points over there and like looks quizzically. He's really trying not to talk in this particular instance. It's very like what he thinks is like tactical, you know?
Do we
I didn't.
like? Do we know anything more beyond something is moving? Like, what does it sound like?
It sounds like something's being dragged across the ceiling, but you
The
can't see
ceiling?
anything up there. Yeah, on the roof.
Oh, right.
Yeah, ceiling and roof are definitely the same word, but not the same word. It's a weird. the
Yeah,
English
I
is
was
weird.
like, so it's in here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Roof implies outside, ceiling implies inside.
I suppose it's like stove and oven, though. It's so colloquial.
Yeah.
that's a debate for another day.
It really is.
I haven't sensed anything psychic since I got in here, have I?
No. However, no.
'Cause
Sorry, I'm
that's-
thinking of something
okay.
else.
Okay. Will, remember the whole discussion we had about you being able to see into the future?
Yeah.
Can you do that now?
I can try. Make sure nothing stabs me. And I'm just gonna sort of like lower my pistol and flashlight and just kind of close my eyes and breathe deep.
I think when you do this, Eva moves to like stand one side of you to like body
Yeah.
block anything that would come from.
Me same.
And I'm gonna try to invoke my oracle ability.
Okay. What
but I
level do you
suppose
have
I
it
have
to?
to ask it a thing.
You do.
So yeah. So my precog is at 1.
Okay, so you can look
So it's
one
up
day
to
into
24
the future.
hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And I think specifically, I think I'm gonna sort of try to, I don't really know how to go about this.
It's toughy.
I suppose, it's Autumn's idea. What were you hoping to accomplish? Like hoping to see?
If I talk to this thing, if I synergize with it, how bad of an idea is that? The AI.
Okay. So then I suppose I'm trying to envision what the future may be if we attempt to communicate with the AI. It's not
Okay.
really a better way to say that, I suppose.
No, that's fair. So your vision kind of almost like goes black in a way. Everything kind of fades out to black. And then when it comes back, you see the same hab that you're standing in. You're in a different position, but you see. I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Precog is always such a weird one.
Yeah, I know.
I guess how far are you looking? Are you looking like a few minutes after you've talked to the thing? Are you looking like an hour?
Let's say within like a half hour or so.
Okay.
Because I figure, like, the way I see it, the worst possible scenario is something very, very bad happens and we don't have a whole ton of time to escape.
Right.
So I think that's probably the sweet spot.
That's fair. So you see yourself and the rest of your crew standing in the room that you can see ajar. And you're all standing around what looks like the generator you're here for. But what you can hear distinctly, and the rest of your crew in the future hears it as well, is a silence. It's an almost audible silence. And then the sound of at least tens of kind of skittering in the hab all of a sudden. And it seems as though Autumn is not so much troubled, but she looks almost I'm trying to think how, like, what the emotion that would be from that.
Disturbed?
Like the last puzzle piece fell into place, and she gives you a look that says a lot more than like anything you've seen so far. Like there's a lot. It seems like she learned a lot in that, and she's looking at you in a very strange way. And the rest of the crew kind of readies themselves for whatever's coming in, and then the vision fades.
Okay. Um, which news do you want first, the good or the bad?
Whatever makes sense.
I think we're gonna find a lot of answers.
But
We also might how do I put this? Sound the alarm,
Wee woo, wee
call the
woo.
guards, alert the swarm.
from which direction?
Did I see more than one door in that room?
Nope, it was a single
Okay.
kind of door room.
Okay. From this direction, kind of. What I saw, we were in that room. And I heard. You ever hear a thunderstorm on a metal panel?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Well,
So like lots of legs.
Yes. Lots
What
of
is
legs.
lots? 5? Well, not 5 legs. I mean 5 sets. That would be 20.
Anything more than 4 legs is an abomination.
Don't tell half our crew that.
What?
It's not really half, but anyway.
Yeah.
More than that.
Okay. So we get
I would-
answers. But we got chased away.
Less chased, more trapped.
Are they in this habitat?
Right now, I don't know. Will they be?
So, but
I think so.
you've heard, seen and heard in future sounds. So they have to move to us. It would
Right.
be safe to assume that they aren't here.
I suppose we'd see them if they were here already. Unless I look up towards the ceiling.
Okay, so
I'm not pointing my light up there, but I am like casting my eyes that way.
like we've came here for 2 things, right? Studies on radiation and the generator thingy somebody wanted from us.
And at least one of those is in that room.
Wait, you said
The generator. The generator's in that room.
oh, I thought the answers was what you've seen. That's how you put it. Like we get answers. So we get the generator and answers?
I think so.
Oh, so we definitely should.
Well, can you ask the same thing but look forward a bit more to see how they get into the room and if we can block it?
Well,
I don't think I've ever.
maybe listen to my idea and then look. Okay?
Yeah, I don't even know if I can look again this soon. It kind of
Oh,
takes
oh,
a lot out of you.
oh,
I've
oh.
never done it more than once. Uh, Certainly never on purpose.
Yeah, because what I wanted to propose is something we wouldn't do normally. So until we decide to, that's probably wouldn't be visible in the future. I mean, but they can hear us, right?
Yeah.
So how do you say it? You you creatures with arms. Mm, huddle in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we assume I'm whispering?
Yeah.
Like I put my voice box down.
Just turn the gain down real quick.
Mm.
What if we blow all the corridors between habitats, starting with the already broken one, like with the sheep?
How do you propose we do that?
Mm,
I mean, I love the Ventus, but I don't think her guns are that good.
maybe not for the maybe not for the undamaged corridor, but the damaged one. Most of the drones would probably be in hub C, in sort of stasis, parking, whatever the robots do when they are not
Mhm.
doing the maintenance.
Maybe.
I think we run the risk of getting their attention too early if we do that.
No, I mean, if we do something that results in, well,
Requires maintenance.
Mm.
no. If we cause an alert, they will start moving, but we will have still like a few seconds to separate the habitats.
I'm still not sure how we would how we would cause that kind of damage.
Hmm.
Ava,
Mm-hmm.
can you roll me a no?
Okay, no, submit. That is a 7.
You think if there was some way to almost jury rig a panel somewhere in there, in the connector, it could be done, but it would require like as far as you can see, like a manual activation.
Okay.
Basically have to overload the circuits, and you may have to add some extra, let's say, incentive for that kind of force.
Well, if we put any flammable substance in enclosed room, like the corridor, and put it on fire, we will have both the explosion and the force that will move the Hapsi away a little.
Am I correct that we're lacking oxygen currently? Hence why we're wearing suits.
No,
Nope.
No, okay. It's just not
We
a
are
good
wearing
atmosphere.
suits,
Yeah.
just
Okay, fair.
as a
Remember what
precaution.
happened the last time we got exposed to anything as well?
That's why we wear the suits.
Like, if we could find something flammable, I have a thermal pistol I could use to light it.
If we can use a pistol to explode the room, then you are too close.
I mean, it's got
How
a
much of a
50
mess
foot.
do we even have to make?
Hmm.
For
This place
to-
is
They can
This
run
place is
through the vents
spotless,
though.
right?
that's why we need physical separation.
Right. Hear me out though. This place is. This might sound silly, obviously, but this place is spotless, right? And not in the like no one's been here kind of way. Like this place has been cleansed.
Hmm.
Maybe the robots get bored.
Do you mean make a literal mess? And see if they go after that.
Could try it. It's probably worth trying on a smaller scale before trying to blow up part of the hab. If we were to start a mess in, say, material sciences,
Well, I didn't mean mess for a mess sake. I thought about separating the habitats and making it impossible for the robots to reach us.
yeah, and I was just thinking of more of the distraction,
Mm,
right? Draw them elsewhere, giving us as much time as we need. I think either plan can work. I just one is less explosive
Mm-hmm.
and prone to going wrong.
This is gonna sound like a very stupid question, but they run on electricity, right?
As far as you can tell, yes.
now we have seen a lot of its insides.
What
It would-
about
Good.
can't we make an EMP?
I veto this plan. I veto this
I
plan
mean,
immediately.
obviously when you're not in range.
That something I could jury rig?
Yeah. Like
Can I
a
get both of you?
landmine.
Yeah, both of you to roll me a
Is
no.
it-
Just if you
is it
think you
something
could
you
do it
can
with what
control
you've
the
got on
range on?
hand.
Can I know with my could I do a fix intelligence instead of
Yeah. You can
This-
both roll me a
okay.
fix. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like theoretically you could do it, but whether you have everything on hand is really the key.
We have
Um,
an entire pub's worth of stuff though.
True, yeah.
but finding the right stuff. Yeah, but with the 10, I would say you two kind of combine your heads and you think you could probably hack one together, but the range and the I guess like the intensity of it would be it wouldn't be out of your control, but it certainly wouldn't be fine-tuned. Like this would be a hack job to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have some narrow points in the form of corridors.
Yeah,
if
we
you
could
want to mine those.
Yeah, we could literally mine it and then have it. Yeah, that will certainly thin them down, coming towards us at the end bit there.
If we can make I don't know how many, but if we can make 2 or 3 of these at strategic points going into the room, or going into this area, I mean, the biggest risk is that we get the range wrong and it
Could
lose will.
we could maybe jury rig it, reuse some of the motion sensors from the doors,
That's what I was thinking.
make them
Well,
proxy proxy mines.
but I mean, if we don't know the range, then it's sort for we like proposing a wildfire for you, Autumn. I don't think like you could. Yeah, like I would like you would like the idea.
Well, I mean, we can't know, from what I understand, we can't know the range like definite, it will definitely be 60 meters, for example, but we could probably guess the range within within limits.
My point
we
is,
could
if we have
recommend
enough
that.
margin, it would be pretty safe.
Yeah, we just
Oh,
get ourselves
I
far,
think-
we over engineer our distance away from it.
Yeah.
Okay. If Will is good with that, if you under engineering the distance and over engineering the distance, I mean the under engineer the explosion distance and over engineer the safety distance. That's how you put it.
How long can we get it to last? If we find out where they're stored, we might be able to just throw one in there now and then talk to it.
I don't think you can talk with an AI after you've launched some EMPs.
It's a regional EMP. It should still be fine. Like, it's a localized. It would target the drones, but not the full. It wouldn't shut down the entire building.
Or, well, I mean, it sounded like, from what was described, it sounded like it goes off like when we get to the thing we want. So we just, get to that room,
Know where
set
it
them
is,
up
but don't talk
outside.
to it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, know what that is. Set them up outside, then go in, and then we've got a little insurance policy behind our back.
I do
It's
just want to
better than nothing.
specify
Mhm.
what Will had asked in precog, and not necessarily that the characters would know this, but the players should.
Mhm.
What Will had asked was what happens after Autumn makes contact with the AI.
Yeah.
Just in case that is of importance.
Well, if we can find the generator and move it and bring that closer to the exit, assuming that it's not stored in there, because of course it would be, given how this is going.
Have you seen the generator, Will? Like with your eye?
It looked very much like the schematic that
Yeah.
you'd seen.
But where it was?
It's in there.
Do you
In
know,
that
now that
room.
you've seen it, do you know more what it could be?
Roll me.
No more. Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I would say like if anything, roll me a notice. You only really saw it for a minute, and you didn't have a lot of time to kind of eye it over.
Nope, I got a 4.
No, you were a bit too struck by the look and the sound of the things
Yeah.
to really give it a full look.
Yeah. So no more than I knew before. It's some sort of energy converter.
But in which habitat have you seen the thing? Here or there?
It's in that room,
In that room?
the one across the hab.
Right there.
So, having a look around the room, where would be the most likely entry points for dozens of these things?
I have an answer for you, but I'd also like you to roll me a no to see if there's anything extra that you might get out of that. Because there's one very specific thing.
6.
Yeah, with a 6, you can get an inkling of this. The vents, obviously, are where they would probably come out.
Mm.
But when Ava was saying that the mechanism shouldn't do that, and you heard that they were moving away from the door, it's possible that it wasn't just those mechanisms that can move.
What do you mean? That it can open other doors?
Not so much that it can open other doors, but that parts of the door might be drones themselves. In effect,
All right.
it might be that there's more drones than would be walking around or that you might see.
Yeah.
In effect, they might literally be in the walls.
The doors are alive
With the
The
sound
sound, the
spiders.
music,
Oh, that's
sound
not
of
the
death.
music.
sound of crabs.
With the sound of spiders.
Both of you
Mm,
spiders make noise.
okay, so maybe also a question for like plan E or F or G, future letters, like how thick is the ceiling?
The top dome. From the scans you got from your ship, probably no more than a foot thick at most.
Like if we will be in the room with the generator and we are already in the suits,
Mm-hmm.
then getting sucked away into the vacuum and gathered by Ventis doesn't sound like a worst plan.
That's a huge risk.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's why that was moved
Yeah.
further in the alphabet.
yeah,
That is the we are certainly going to die if we don't do this plan.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, let's start by rigging up how many ever of these we can and see
Yeah.
what
Okay.
we're working with.
We're,
So the
We
question
also can't
is,
affect them until we can see them.
Luna.
Sorry?
Because the walls are shielded.
Oh, walls are shielded. That can be a problem.
Well, the doors have to open if they're or turn into drones, right? If we put it near the doors.
the door you were next to was still closed when those drones moved off.
Well, so put it in this room then. Like in the main area.
So
Well, when
in
we
the
know how many we have, it's going to be easier to
okay.
determine where to place them.
So in the interest of that plan with a far away ladder, Luna, do you have some explosive bullets?
not that I know of. No, I usually when I kill, it's usually silent, so I don't carry stuff like that to make a lot of noise.
Because I don't assume typical anti-personnel bullet would damage the wall.
No small arms fire would damage that. No.
And I don't think
How
the
about a
Ventus
knife?
can blow through the dome either.
Wait, hold on. Did Luna bring the knife that the custom knife they got, like they carves into the middle?
I would presume you would bring it with you. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can we try that to try to cut into it?
To cut into the ceiling,
Yes.
the dome ceiling.
The foot thick ceiling.
You could certainly try.
What would that be?
That would be an exert. Do you want to try that now, though? This
That's
is
the
me
problem.
as a
We don't
GM
want to
warning you.
try.
Maybe don't cut into the roof that's exposed to vacuum on the other side. And to
Let's
Till we're ready.
wait.
yeah, just
No.
put that out there. You think
Can
That's the
you-
plan.
enough
We don't
time?
want to try. That's the plan we want to effect
You-
as last resort.
Tell you what, roll me a no, Luna, because this
Okay.
if you get this, you might have an idea, or I might be able to give you a hint on how you could do this.
5.
I have another stupid idea.
Oh
If you
God,
can
good,
cut
please.
through metal, why not put the knife and walk literally around this entire room?
Duh.
Probably going to activate the drones in here, or it might sever them before they activate.
Hmm.
If we can
But
figure out
yes,
where they are and attack them while they're in sleep mode,
Yeah, it used to be as
we'll
human
take out a
bait.
few.
Well, not quite human, but
Living bait, it might. Sorry.
Well,
there
they,
any
Say
windows?
we're making a honey trap.
Are there any windows,
Honeycomb.
weak points, obvious in this case?
In terms of weak points of the drones,
No, windows in the wall, like to the space.
they're probably at least the same thickness, if not a little thicker.
Okay, so they are not that weak.
No.
Do we-
would my thermal pistol have an effect on the on the surface?
Sorry, the surface of.
The outer the walls of this have.
You would probably drain your battery before you could even
Okay.
cut through it.
Yeah.
Do we have any sort of sense from the pieces that we've gathered
Mhm.
that these drones are an autonomous system or something with a central control?
From what you've seen, you don't know for certain, but it definitely leans more to autonomous. Like each
Okay.
unit is doing its own thing as
Yeah.
per programmed or what have you, rather than it's being controlled by a central thing. That said, the way these things are designed, they're probably supposed to be in a system, or at least like
Right.
linked up to a system. Whether that's like sensors or like a hive mind system, you're not sure, but
Right.
it would stand to reason.
Because if we could find that, then we don't have to worry about what to do about each individual drone.
would I? This. I'm afraid it's going to alert the AI if we do this. I mean, it probably knows we're here. But could I override the programming for all of them?
If you could find the terminal that would control them or connect to them normally, yes. You're not sure for how long, but you think you could at least turn them off for a bit, or even reprogram them.
I can reprogram them to run to the other end of the hub.
You could give them a
okay.
false signal, yeah.
And if they're over there, at least we get some more time. Especially if we manage to close that off somehow.
That would likely be in the robotics hab.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So, if we can manage to find that, and we can send them to, say, material sciences, we can get. I think Tolas can get the ship closer to between this hab and the robotics hab, and we can escape through the makeshift patchwork walkway.
Okay.
What? So
It should be the
we're in the
shortest distance.
presentation one still, right?
No, we're in energy.
Are in
You're in
the-
energy, yeah. Hab D.
Okay.
You're just in the entryway.
I mean, the chunk that's missing from the robotics wing might be able to work to our benefit.
Oh yeah.
So if we can control them from there, send them off to, I don't know, material sciences. And once we've made it past, like, we need to get back here, I think, to be able to get the generator. Because we think it's in that room, right?
Yeah.
If we can get the generator, is it
Maybe
enough? We should be able to carry it, right? Some way.
Maybe let's
We
take
can
the
find
generator
outlets.
to Hub C.
Was it how
Yes,
big
that's
was
what
it
I'm thinking.
approximately again?
It's about the size of a mini fridge, but it weighs about 400 pounds. So it'd probably take two of you.
Okay.
How much
Yeah.
can Luna carry again? Because she is ridiculously strong.
She is ridiculously strong, isn't she?
She's ridiculously strong.
Do you have a high strength set, or was that just something we added as a Beedrin?
I think it was something I had for Beedrin.
Okay, let me just double check if that's in the notes, because I know we've said it, but I can't remember if that was actually like a mechanical benefit.
I mean,
I think
It
within
did apply to
reason,
the statues, but I'm not sure how it would apply to this.
I think Luna could do it, but you would be significantly slowed by it. Like if it was just Luna carrying it, you could pick it up, but you wouldn't be able to move super fast with it.
So like my speed will like be like half down.
Yeah, about half, give or take.
There's got to be some sort of cart, right?
Exactly.
Like-
We need to just find the 4 wheels. and we
Every
have a
game I
railway.
play, there's always a
Mm.
friggin' dolly. Every game.
Mm.
Well, I mean, like if you have like heavy machinery. Like
Oh, yeah.
there
Yeah,
has to be
No,
a way
like
it
to
just-
move
there
it
should
around.
be one.
Every game I run, there's always a hand cart.
Yeah. There's no way the wimpy scientists are gonna just
Mm.
muscle this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Rude of you
So
to think
what
that
do-
scientists are
what-
wimpy.
So what do I roll to be able to pick it up?
When you're in there, we'll have you roll an exert and just see like
Okay.
how much it's keeping you down. But you're not quite in that room
Yeah.
yet.
Okay,
Got it.
so if we are able to trap the okay, just tactically, if they are going to try to get to us in Hab C, if we're able to get out of it through there, then placing these mines, so to speak, at the doorway between Hab B and Hab C would probably be the best location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
can
it
see
should
that.
be enough of a distance to where Will should be safe.
Yeah.
Um, and if we then also sever the link more, that would make it even harder.
Yeah.
That's assuming we can get out of Habsy once we've gotten in there. We might want to double check that.
Mm.
I hear screaming in the background.
That's
Birds.
Australia.
That's
Yeah.
I love the birds,
Ah.
honestly.
Oh, I hate them.
I can
But I
understand.
imagine that's love from afar.
Yeah.
Thing.
This one
Is
is
the
not even
birds are
sitting
screaming?
close.
The bird is screaming, "Mate with me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not going to
winter,
accept the offer.
means- Yeah.
We've got a lot of moving parts here.
So just so I'm clear, because there has been a lot of discussion,
Yeah.
what is your current plan before we wrap up for tonight?
The
Today.
current plan is make a mess in Hub E. That will
Send them to
regulate-
hubby.
Okay.
Send them to Hub E. While we are moving to Hub C with a generator, and
Okay.
while in Hub C we make
Talk to the thing.
we both try overriding robots control and talking to the thing.
Okay. You still haven't found the terminal that you think would control them?
No, like obviously we check.
But yes. Yeah. I
Which-
just want to
yeah.
make sure that's
Yeah. Same thing. Like we also need to check if we can actually get out of Hapsy and back onto our ship in some way.
The plan is also to mine the corridor between B and C and maybe leave the generator in the near the tarped out section.
You're
Yeah,
muted.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Your mode of egress is to go through the kind of ruined walkway between B and C.
If we
That
can
was,
get past,
the
yeah.
plan, yeah.
And if Luna can fly over that distance with the generator, then that would solve the problem of having to carry it. And there's still a bit
Yeah.
of connection, right? It's just mostly
it's-
destroyed.
It's mostly
Yeah.
destroyed. Looks like it's about 15 feet worth of walkway.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Also,
Yeah.
we now that's a good moment to ask. We have artificial graffiti here, right?
Yep.
Maybe if we kill that, it would also make things easier.
That is true. How are those scuttly robots going to handle 0G?
I mean, they've probably thought of that.
Maybe they can go magnetic, but
I mean, I imagine that also makes it harder for most of us, but
yes.
not all.
Mm.
The suits probably have some mini jets.
You have maneuvering thrusters, yeah. Yeah. You also have maglock boots, so you can still connect to the hull.
Meeps, your suit is damaged though. Vacuum will probably not be a good idea. I'm just thinking for
Well-
how we get out.
Well, this tape is amazing.
Not
Don't let
that
the
should-
amazing.
advertisements fool you.
It should hold a moment.
You-
Also, my damage, one part of damage is on the sleeve. That's easy to eliminate. And the other part?
Is around the head.
On the head itself.
You had poked your head down the vent.
I mean, on the head part of the suit.
Well, like around the kind of neck and like that area, shoulders.
Didn't you stick your butt in the vent, not your head?
And then he turned around. He went butt first.
I'll
went
be
out,
honest, it
and
was
then went
very
head first.
confusing. So my
I
perception
went butt
was
first, then head first, but I removed my eyes to the butt for them to be safe.
Okay.
I'll clarify after. Just
Yeah.
so I
It's
know
the
what's up.
same.
But yes, there are tears that you've patched over in the suit someplace that are significant.
Is the suit one piece? Like is there sort of helmet or sort of onesie with the hood?
That's a good question. It's up to you. Whatever you would prefer it to look like, that's what it looks like.
I love
Well-
how physics is our main enemy in this
Yeah.
game. It's just like
Right.
the details
Listen,
of how
it's
was this
space.
manufactured.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah.
I
Easy.
think I have one more question.
Okay.
Is the spray foam space safe?
In what way?
Like, does it form a seal, or is it more like actual, like real life nowadays spray insulation foam that's very spongy and porous?
At least what you see on the can says that it uses a similar adhesive to Hawk's tape and should be sufficient for temporary seals against the
Perfect.
vacuum.
Okay, and we can also add some tape from the inside.
Oh my god, you're going to be so nightmarish after this.
All right, so we can
Between
fix the suit.
Foam.
We
two
can
layers
fix the
of
suit
tape
enough
will
to
be
not
good.
kill Meeps.
We
Yeah,
think.
within a small time frame.
Well, that's all we need.
Explosive, explosive decompression notwithstanding.
Also, I
Um,
can take foam with me inside and just gather myself in the lower parts of the suit. Feeling
Meeps
rest
is a
with foam.
GM's worst nightmare. But in the best way. Does anyone have any other significant questions before we wrap up? Because I think we have a general plan. I
Yeah.
have an idea of how you're doing this.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Okay, so I'm really
Plans
glad you
within
didn't
plans.
Go, really glad you didn't go with the bomb plan. First off,
mhm.
glad and also a little sad, but mostly glad.
There's still time.
There's always time for a bomb. So in reverse order, Chavi, why don't you tell us what your favorite bit was, where we can find you next, and anything else you'd like to add?
Okay, favorite bit had to be the mechanisms in the door moving. Because that was just that moment of, oh no, they're everywhere. Which was fantastic. Who I am, etc. I am Chabi, also known as Hallway Secrets here on Twitch, Hallway 7 Secrets over on Twitter. I do some mild variety video game streaming on my own channel, as well as a bunch of RPG content on various other channels, mainly one-shots, with obviously this being the exception. Where you can find me next is in about 2.5-ish hours over on Paul's channel, where we'll be playing some more Monster Hearts.
Right on, right on. Jim, even you're still there.
God damn it, the mic was off. All right. So my favorite part has to be Luna making that perfect 22 shot at the spider thing and just off the ceiling. So my name is The Only Gem. You can find me next time on my YouTube channel called The Only Gem.
Right on. Darkora.
Favorite bit, I think, was the Meeps shenanigans with the like going into the vent and
Eyes on
just-
butts.
yeah, the sheer amount of mental gymnastics he made you do as a GM was amusing as hell, and I'm glad it wasn't me. So I'm Darkora. I don't really do a lot on Twitch. You may find me in a couple of streams in the next coming weeks. You can also find me on Twitter at Darkora with an _. You'll most likely see me here next on Saturday for our next episode, or I may be doing something with Jay in the near future. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't. Polished.
Right, well, I'm polished. My favorite part today was probably the whole interaction between Meeps and the vent, which I did not expect to turn into like the best part of the episode, but it did. You'll find me next over on my channel playing Monster Hearts in just over 3 hours, roughly.
Sweet. Neck and Norlax.
Well, my favorite moment was the peeking into the future part. Because we first we need to establish what we plan to do, and Autumn had to tell Autumn had to tell Will what she plans to do, and Chubby simply checks how it turns out. That's a weird skill for GM too.
Yes, it is.
Well,
but it's such a cool narrative tool, though.
Yeah.
Also, sorry for making you do mental gymnastics with my bodily gymnastics.
No apology necessary. It was really fun.
And yeah, I'm Norlax. You can find me next on Polish channel in it was set 3 and something
3
hours.
roughly hours, yeah.
Yeah. Playing Monster Hearts.
Sweet. And I'm Jay. I GM here on Saturdays. I'm also going to be here in 3 hours playing Animus Absentus, or I guess less than 3 hours. And you can also find me on Tuesdays with Econorlax and a few other people on the channel where we try not to drown. I am also a writer and otherwise, but who bloody well knows what I'll be doing next season. Who knows? Before we head off on a raid, though, I would like to thank our sponsors again, which are Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Co. Remember, you can visit grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, which is RAVVYN, to get 13% off your next order. Also, thanks Hawks Tape for the sponsor. That's a lot of damage. Take it away, Raven.
Fantastic. Yeah, like Jay said, we're going to go on a raid. Thanks again to the whole cast for playing. Thanks to Jay for running it, and everybody that watched, and of course the sponsors again. This was fantastic. And yeah, we're going to go raid the Onyx Path. They are the company that makes They Came From Beneath the Sea. They also are involved with Vampire the Masquerade. These are a couple of games that you've probably seen on this channel quite a bit. So definitely go give them a follow if you're not doing so already. They do some really cool stuff, including a really cool charity stream next week that I know I'm going to be involved in on Wednesday. If you're looking to play in a that came from an EDC game, shoot me a DM. I think we're still looking for players for that. And I believe Zan, one of our other DMs here, is playing or running a game on Thursday over there. There's a lot of cool stuff. So, like I said, definitely give them a follow, and we'll see you all back for about 2.5 hours for Animus Subcentus. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.